Your shoe will be live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Love Talk Radio.
It's the newest thing. Yeah, keep your ears open for this one. You got a question for RLA? Now we get real. Yeah, you gonna feel good now. Real good.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Reality Spirituality. I'm your host, Rebecca L. Norrington. The L is, I'm going to have to start dropping that. Anyway, welcome to Reality Spirituality Radio. I'm your host, Global Happiness Specialist. That's right. I said it, Global Happiness Specialist, Inner Peace Practitioner. And I'm going to add Oracle to that. And also, but most importantly, an ongoing student. I am no different than you. I've just committed, other than just committing my life, 45 years of study, over 45 years of research about this thing called happiness, the truth about happiness. And, when I used to believe that everybody wanted to be happy. Well, there's a majority of people that say, yeah, I just want to be happy. However, here's the truth. Here's the news. Here's the tea, as the kids say. Here's the tea. This thing called happiness I've discovered is an energy. It's a state of mind. It's a state of being. It is a personal vibration of contentment. Is it possible to vibrate an energy of contentment regardless of what happens in life, regardless of the challenges, regardless of the ups and downs and the roller coasters, regardless of all of that? Is it possible to maintain a personal vibration and energy of contentment? What say you? I say yes, it is. And the good news is, my dear listeners, the good news, my dear audience, the good news is that it's just a practice like anything else, from being a master chef or a seamstress or a landscaper or a painter or an athlete, professional athlete. Shout out to the Yankees. Or a professional athlete. These people do not get to be where they are without practice. And the good news is, this thing called happiness, this energy of contentment, is all about a practice. And so what do you practice? Thanks for asking. And in my latest book, not to run around here plugging anything, because it's just not my nature. I'm not a salesperson, or I'm not a marketer, but you have to learn how to do all of that. No, I don't. People find me when they're supposed to find me. People find me when it's time, and when it's time for a different perspective. And all I offer on this show is a different perspective, another way to look at a challenge. But in the book, which is out on Amazon, if you're watching me live on YouTube, I'm holding it up. It's called Programmed for Unhappiness, Exposing the Untold Truth. Series 1 of 5. Yes, there's going to be more to follow. Programmed for Unhappiness, Exposing the Untold Truth. And in this book, I list 56 programmed behaviors that have been proven. One time I said, I did a video, I said, scientifically proven. And then I get a comment, it's not science. What you're talking about isn't science. You can't say scientifically proven. Who are you? Oh, and after I blocked that person, listen, when I say 56 program behaviors, they are common behaviors, different levels, level 1, level 2, level 3. And all it is eliminating and being aware of the programs. Awareness is it. Awareness is the work. And let me, especially, I'm getting new people all the time, new people following, new people discovering the show. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you want to speak with me live, the number to call in is area code 646 564 9619. Again, area code 646 564 9619. I am live on my YouTube channel, on live on Noom Vibe. Welcome, welcome. Just a couple more housekeeping items. Every Saturday morning at 9:15 Pacific Standard Time, 9:15 Pacific Standard Time, my son and I do a show. It's called Mother and Son Making Sense Out of Nonsense. Plus more. I know it's a long title, but it's fun once you get used to it. Mother and Son Making Sense Out of Nonsense, plus more, live on my YouTube channel, live on StreamYard, live every Saturday morning at 9:15. Okay, let me back up a little bit before I share this audio, this video of one of my favorite teachers of all time now. And I'm telling you this audio, this video, and I will also share where you can find it, is a game changer, life changer. Even the title, I will not start with your problem. I will start with you. Isn't that a powerful title? I will not start with your problem. I will start with you. And it is a talk by my one of my favorite teachers of all time, Mooji, Mooji, and it is on YouTube. The title of the video is must. It starts with must watch Sat Sang. And I'll be mentioning it because I get a lot of, well, where is that video, Rebecca? Where is that audio that you're pulling from? Must watch Sat Sang. M-U-S. You know how to spell must. Must watch Sat Sang. I wanted to spell Sat Sang. S-A-T-S-A-N-G. I will not start with your problem. I will start with you. And it is under Mooji's YouTube channel. It is there. If you sit with this, listen to this more than once. That's what I've done more than once. When I say the journey is going to be the journey, well, let me just speak for myself. My journey, the shoulders have gone down even more. The anticipation, that the life has slowed down. And I know that's a story, but it just feels like it's slower now. There's no anxiety to achieve or get something done, or the anxiety is less now. I'm not saying, listen, I'm not walking around here or skipping through the tulips just because I'm a happiness specialist. Don't think that I don't have my challenges and my triggers and my buttons, because I do. But after listening to and studying even more of Mooji, oh, now I have to sneeze. Hold on. Oh, excuse me. One of these days I'll have a sneeze button, cough button, burp button, and everything else bodily function quiet. But I don't now. That's why it's reality spirituality. Back to the show. Back to the topic. Happiness, contentment, inner peace are a practice. And my question to you is, how committed, how important is it a priority to prioritize contentment over everything else, over relationships, over health, over money, over everything, achievements? contentment. One of my favorite quotes from Abraham Hicks is, "You cannot have a happy ending to an unhappy journey." And all I share on this show is how to experience more contentment on the journey. Happiness, inner peace, and contentment are all a practice. The vibration of contentment is a state of being. It's a state in mind. It's a state of mind. And at any moment, you are either choosing between peace or drama. So which one are you going to choose? Especially if you are aware of the programming that, and when I say programming, I'm talking about all of the things that you learned right after you popped out of the womb. How to worry, how to complain, how to focus on the negative, how to have attachments, how to have expectations, how to be impatient, how to how to how do you define success? All of it is a program. One of the things I always share before I get into the topic is, if you haven't Googled the 5 most common regrets of the dying, I highly recommend it. And I will share that with you right now. The 5 most common regrets of the dying. It was a study done by hospice nurse Bronnie Ware. She is, I believe, is in Australia, and she asked her patients. These people had days to live, weeks to live, months to live, and she asked them, what 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 are your 5 biggest regrets? And I always say this, that I'm going to listen to somebody that has 1 foot in the grave and about to kick the bucket and tell me what they think is important. And the interesting thing is, nothing that the people that are dying know that their death is imminent talk about this success that the world craves or the world focuses on, achievements, bank accounts, all of it. Now, I'm not saying that stuff not to keep working. That's not my point. But my point is, can we get to a level of what the world calls success? In fact, scratch that. Scratch that. I shared a story yesterday on the show with my son, and it was about a woman called me and to congratulate me of this achievement, which is getting 1,000 calls. Now, I'm on an app. It's called the OWL app, OWWLL, and I've been on the app since the beta stages, and I'm one of the brand ambassadors. But that's not the point. But so that's a long time, 3 years, and receiving phone calls. By the way, you can download that app for free. And when you use code RLN, my initials RLN, you will receive $10 to make calls. So what it is an app of a quote, and I'm using this term loosely, experts in their field all over the country, from real estate to finance to podcasters, influencers, lawyers. It's an app that has a variety of talent and variety of expertise. Mine just happens to be happiness, of course. Oh God, how boring. It's the same expertise forever. And so I got 1,000 calls. Now, mind you, one of the things that I practice is letting go of thinking any kind of number is important. And that goes to numbers of likes, numbers of followers, numbers in the bank account, numbers of friends, numbers of relationships, all of it. The numbers, I am not turned on. I am not moved by numbers. In fact, so when this person called me and said, "Congratulations, you reached 1,000 calls." Now, my ego would have really liked that. Wow, 1,000 calls. Woo-wee. And I said, I'm not going to get excited over something man-made or I'm just, it's just, the practice has been for so long. I said 45 years. I'm not going to get excited over some human accomplishments. Why? I don't feel the excitement in my soul. How about that without a story? Because I could give you a story, but I didn't feel the excitement at the time. And then I said, I get excited. I get excited over finding a different perspective, over an energy shift, over wow, I've been living in the present moment for the last 5 minutes. Woohoo! I'm going to get excited over that. I'm going to get excited when someone says to me, Rebecca, I never thought about it like that. Thank you for your perspective. You don't even have to thank me, but your perspective, I've never thought about it like that. I get excited over that. I get chills over that. But you telling me you're going to hand me 1,000 calls and millions of dollars. Thank you. I mean, I'm going to accept it, but my soul isn't going to be fed. My soul, my spirit isn't going to be nourished with that information. But check me 10 years ago, 20 years ago, I was singing a different song. But let's get back to, let me get back to the 5 most common. And I'm up here talking, and it's not even my show. It's Mooji's show today. Oh, here we go. 5 most common regrets of the dying. Number 1. I wish I would have pursued my dreams and aspirations and not the life others expected of me. Anybody can relate? Number 2, I wish I didn't work so hard. You know what's funny? What I've noticed is that these global movers and shakers, these people that are known all over the world, in fact, 3 of them have done this. Three of them that I followed are shifting. And not to say that they're not working, but they're saying, it's time to give back. I want to start giving back. And I could put a story on it that the achievements, the accomplishments, I don't care how many titles, I don't care how much money you have, are not fulfilling. This is it. Especially people that have everything that you can buy whatever you want. Where's the fulfillment in that? I mean, you may have it for a minute or two, or maybe a day or a week, but where is the lasting fulfillment? And that's what I'm talking about when I say happiness is a practice skill, contentment is a practice skill. I want that as foundation. Okay, back to I wish I didn't work so hard. So people are scratch that. Some people are waking up. Some, not all. Number 3, I wish I had the courage to express my feelings and speak my mind. Number 4, I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. And number 5, and that's where I come in, I wish I would have let myself be happier. And that's all I do here, folks. That's it. Share with you what I practice that will guarantee more contentment. Guarantee it. There will be more peace with the practice. So when I say program for unhappiness, the program behaviors that subtract from inner peace, contentment, and happiness. And one of them is now segue. No, that's not the word. Moving to the next segment. How about that? Which is why I wanted to share this. This audio has shifted my energy. Oh, and by the way, next week is going to be a special show because I'm going to be discussing the election. What? Happiness specialist? Isn't this about spirituality? No, this is about how to remain how to keep this level of contentment regardless of who wins. See, the programming always has a preference. And I get it. I have a side too. However, who I used to be 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I had to let go of being attached to that one side. This attachment to a certain idea, this is the right way, this is the only way. There is no peace in that. Zero. There is no peace in having a side. There is no peace in having a cause. There is no peace in is thinking that one is better than the other. That's what I came up with. Oh, it hurts. Trust me, it doesn't feel it hurts. It hurts my ego. It hurts the ego not to have a preference. It hurts the ego to trust and say I know everything is in order. It hurts and starves the ego to surrender to every moment without a judgment. Oh, it kills the ego. And I have my ego on life support. Sometimes it pops out. But I next week, yes, definitely I'm going to be sharing the solution for regardless, and this is for other people that are in your life, and regardless of what the results will be. Even though I have a choice, but the energy of preference and the energy of this is serious and this is important, all of that is just a program. And with no other further ado, let me open this up. I mean, I'm so excited to share this with you. I'm telling you, it is a game changer, life changer. Okay, hold on. I've got to get back into the screen. One of these days, I'm going to have a team, but it's not today. One of these days, I'm going to have a team, but it's not today. Here we go. Open this. Okay, hold on. And thank you. Okay, here we go. I'm going to put this over here and this over here. And again, this talk can be found on YouTube. It's called Must Watch Satsang, Satsang. I will not start with your problem. I will start with you. And it's on the Mooji channel. Moojiji is how it looks on his channel. Okay, here we go. And action.
Yes. You say that you feel the hardness inside sometimes,
Yeah.
which you don't see in me. No, but I can feel also hardness also. But it's not a state that stays. I can feel everything, but experienced in you. That's the first step. And maybe there's another step after this. But let me come to this one. Because most people in life, and I don't want to separate you're spiritual people, you're not spiritual people. I'm just, for me, everything is spirit actually. But we come to that. Most people will testify, even people who have been on a spiritual path for a long time still refer from a place of I. Babaji, if it's okay, I can maybe bring a chair because I want to still look at you while I speak, but I'm speaking with everyone. I don't want you just to be standing up there. Is it possible that someone, they'll bring you a chair. You can sit right by the microphone, and it's coming. The chair is coming for you. Okay. Because this may take a few minutes, and I don't want to just leave you standing there. No? So, okay. So even among spiritual-oriented beings, they still speak. We still speak. But this happened to me, and when I do this, and I tried that, and I've been meditating for so many years, and still, I'm having the I, me, my, mine, this type of thing. No? So if we take it from this perspective where we just listen and someone say, what's happening in my world, in my case, in my mind is this. And so our attention goes to what we are talking about. In my mind, what happens is that very strong feelings of, attachments come up, and we start to look at attachments. And I say, wait a second. The mind can speak about innumerable things that we can say. It's jealousy, it's attachment, it's addiction, it's fear, it's the fear of rejection, it's this, it's my relationship, and so on. And it feels that we all have so many different problems exist in the world. How can we fix all of them? And then I remember inside my own being, then I say to you, listen, let's not pay so much attention to the thing that the mind wants to say, yes, because whenever, when I'm sitting in satsang here, it's fine. But when I go back to my home place where people know me, everything comes back and I go back into role and blah, blah. How can I help this and so on? So I say, I want to condense all of these, the various expressions of the mind. Let's catch it in one net. Not just like a fisherman with a rod catching one fish at a time. Let's catch all of it together. Because however diverse or unique your problem might appear to you, it comes back down to an I. You with me? Yeah, there's always an I behind it that says, yeah, so that's what's happened to me. And someone will say, well, in my case, I imply my and me. So I said, again, I hear so many things. I've been asked, what happens when this thing happens and so on? What happens when this thing happens? And, what I find is this thing. And we are all directed towards the things, the circumstances, the situations, and say, how can we fix the situations? And please listen. Not so good repeating sometimes. No? It's just coming up. I'm sometimes hearing myself for the first time saying some things also. So we are largely directed towards the situations, the circumstances, the memories, the projections, the things that come up in the mind. How can we fix them so that we are better? You with me? So I said, actually, everything comes back to this I who has these problems. Then I see that, wait a minute, what is the I like that keeps having problems? And I see in every case, it is personal. It is personal. And I came to see that always it's the personal sense of I that gets problems. There has never been a problem for an impersonal I. It is always seeming it's the I, me, the person, implying the person. I've got man problems, I've got woman problems, I've got teenage problems, I've got to do with the person and the body that the person sense identifies with. So I thought, this feels good now. So what is this person? Is it original? It is just what we are. We are all persons, and each one a unique person. Each one unique person, you see. So then if we have 7.5 billion unique persons, with probably 7.5 unique problems, how are we going to sort it out? What I found is that everything comes back to this I feeling inside us. And nobody questions the I. We take the report of the I as the starting point, as the fact place. This is me, but this is my problem. We want to fix the problem, but nobody looks at the I who has the problem. It doesn't seem to occur to us. What is the I that has the problem? It seemed to me at some point that there is no personal problem. The person is the problem. He's creating because he's always seeing this problem today and next tomorrow and another problem. And where are these problems coming from? And I see largely it's not, the problem doesn't really exist externally as we think. Yes, because this thing is there. But somebody said, but it's not a problem for me. There was a problem for me. Which is the fact then? Is the fact out there or in here? Why do I say there's no personal problem? The person is the problem. Nothing exists in life as a problem. Nothing exists with one single fixed meaning in itself. The meaning of a thing exists in the mind of the perceiver of it. Am I going too quickly? No. The meaning of anything is existing in the mind of the one perceiving it and not in the thing itself. So we are arguing, well, this is so horrible, and so it's very beautiful. And so what do you mean it's beautiful? It's horrible. We can't come to the end of our differences because it is a difference of perception and not a difference of the thing in itself. So one people feel that these red roses is so wonderful. It's an expression of love. Another one thing, no, it's blood. We don't give red roses. You see? And we fight more blood about it. And then we apologize, more roses. We are not consistent if we look for the end of a problem outside of ourselves. So the very I sense should be looked at because it is it that is claiming to have the problem. The thing itself doesn't say, the rose doesn't say, I am a problem. I'm just a problem. No, somebody is saying the rose is a problem. Can I continue like this? So, let's look at the one who is claiming to have the problem. This one says, this is a problem, but then they blah, 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 something happened, and, they change their mind and it's not a problem. It's not consistent. The reporter is not consistent. Today, I love you with all my heart. Tomorrow, we are not consistent at the place of our person. Today, you want to be free. Tomorrow, Krishna, wait a little bit. We are not consistent. And yet we don't somehow investigate the one we take ourselves to be. So today, I just want to look a little bit like that. Because I feel that if we are going to try and solve 7.5 billion problems, we really got a problem. But if you are going to look at the one who has problem, and who witnesses the one who has the problem, does that one have a problem? I think we might find something. So the one who is saying, yes, but me, and but you, the ones I and me and you and they and them and so on. We're just looking at that, no? Because no one is saying, I need to look and see if I, who am perceiving this, I'm perceiving it correctly. Very few people do that. Now, in satsang, you're being asked, when people come forward and say, my problem is this. And I ask, when you say my problem, are you referring to as the one saying my problem? And at first, when we first hear this, it just feels ridiculous. why is he asking this? Of course, it's me. I said, yes. Yeah, okay, of course it's you. But you are what exactly? And again, initially, it looks like the mind puts up a lot of resistance, like, what is this? This is not helpful. Let's begin to look at the problem. And I said, well, let's begin to look at you who perceive the problem. Because if I say that the problem is there, another one say, no, it's not there, it's over there. Where do we look? I look at the place where the problems start. And they start here. And something is thinking a certain way. And I say, the one who is saying this, can this one's voice be relied upon? I'm just saying, the one who is giving their opinion about life, the world, other people, or themselves, is this voice reliable? Is it trustworthy? Is it consistent? You see? And you say, no, it's not consistent. So for it to be known to be not consistent, something else must be able to be looking at it to say, it's not consistent, actually. A deeper place of looking must be able to testify that voice, though it comes out of this mouth and apparently out of this mind, it is not reliable. It changes. It changes. Okay? So, okay, it changes. What witnesses the change? Because you can say, now my mind is very, there's a tsunami going on in my head. I could have, please give me something, please give me. And so, but whoa, I slow down. Just let the tsunami be there. Don't run for an anti-tsunami pill just yet. Just let the tsunami go there. But stay in the place with me, just observing it, right? Because a change may happen to the tsunami state, and I want you to witness it consciously. Watch. And so you may hear this voice say, just observe, don't identify, but don't try and change the state. Just observe the state. Okay? And observing begins to take place. And say, yeah, whoa. Between 1 and 10, 10 being the most powerful tsunami, what are you experiencing now? It's like 8.5. Whoa, it's 8.5. Is it going higher? No, it's kind of like, if you don't interfere, don't touch it. What does it feel now? There's a strong pull to get into it. They say, but that is also observed. A strong pull to go into identity with it is being observed also. You have not moved. Stay only as the neutral observer. And what happened? Now it's down to kind of like 6. Okay. All right. Now I feel really, thank you so much. Saying we're not over. That feeling of relief is also observed or not? Yes, but I like it. The feeling of liking it is also observed or not? Yes. What's the reading now? Don't identify. It's down to 3.5, whatever, no? Just by observing. Okay? Now, a little while ago, I gave an example of these 2 birds in the tree. And I'm going to say it again, because maybe someone has not heard it. I gave an example, if you imagine a tree, or a picture of it in a tree, and on one branch is sitting a bird, and the bird is making a nest, and having babies and flying, bringing worms and building the nest and so on. And this bird building a nest in the tree represents our activity in life, our dynamic life, finding a job, making a family, raising your children, planning to build your next house, making sure that you all of these things. That bird represents our dynamic life. On a branch just above that bird sits another bird that looks very much like that first bird. The second bird is just quietly looking. It's not involved, not building any nest, not flying off here and there to get worms for feeding babies. It's just looking. It is not just looking at first bird. It can see the sky, it can feel the wind, it can see the sea, it can feel the space. All of this is there. But it is just quietly observing. This second bird, we'll say, represents a capacity and an ability within you to simply observe with detachment. That's important. The word detachment is very important. To observe things with detachment. Okay? So in the view of the second bird is the first bird. In the first bird view, sometimes he's not aware of second bird. He's a bit high, not looking up there. He's too busy with his own thing. He's not aware of any second bird. Okay? So the second bird's view include the first bird and all its activities, but it itself is not attached to those activities. If I were to say to you, there are two aspects of one reality. One is our active dynamic play in life, and the second bird aspect is the place where you can just observe. Can you relate to these 2 points of seeing? I'd like a little feedback, maybe. Yeah, you can relate to these things. You can see that, yes, there is that in that aspect of my life where I'm living, planning my next journeys, making ready for my birthday, getting married next year, blah, blah, blah. That's the first bird activity. I'm not saying we should do anything about it. Let that flow. But now we go to the second bird position, which is inside the first bird, actually, of an ability to just observe. Just keep observing. Yeah? We observe. Yeah, we say we can observe with detachment. Maybe not complete detachment. Maybe from time to time, we lose our detachment and jump in to first bird mode. But because you have learned to observe, when you get into first bird mode, something feels like it's claustrophobic. And something brings you back into the second bird position where, again, good. If I'm just observing, not manipulating, just observing, there's more spaciousness, there's more peacefulness, it's more panoramic. The life seems to slow down. I have more space. I feel more happy, more peace, more rested. Has anybody experienced this or not? Yes. Okay, then this is very good. So from the place of the observing mode and capacity within us, when we begin or discover, we didn't create observing ability. We're just discovering that we have that power within ourselves to observe without logging in every time. Okay? Now, the second bird is not against activity. Why is the first bird not in the second bird posture at the same time? Often because it's so identified with what it's doing, and also a belief that it alone exists. It's the fact unto itself. This is just what I am. You can't change the spots on a leopard. This is how it is. Take it or leave it. But as soon as you begin to recognize, but that is observable, okay? We are not cursing our activities. We are just slipping a bit deeper to observe. And when you observe, what happens? Again, more spaciousness. We don't feel so hasty, not so fearful, much less anxious, more joy, more peace is coming in. So of course you like this as well. And remember, this second bird position is not cursing first bird, not saying, first bird doesn't exist, it's not real, it's all good. No, it sees it. But when it sees from its own place of observing, its activities, its dynamic activities, come under a higher intelligent field. Okay, am I with you? And so the activities, if it's missing in the first bird, the ability to observe its activities and its identity, it often wastes a lot of energy in projecting and imagining and all kinds of things, which when it observes, it can see all those things and it can say, whoa, no, but that's just a thought. I don't need to go for this. There's more space. It slows down the speed of perception. It's simply just here. Okay? Now I would take it that most people in here knows and have experienced or are experiencing what I'm speaking. That even as you're sitting here, are you listening? Or is not listening happening quite spontaneously in you? And understanding is taking place without you understanding. No, it just happens. This is the marvelousness of consciousness that is there. So we come to this place, and then I say, the first bird position of the dynamic activity in the world, it's a function or not. It's a functioning of something. There's movement, activity, doing, going. All of this is a functioning. Okay? Second bird, observing. Can we say that could possibly be a functioning also? I need to hear from you. Okay? If the witness, which is relative to the thing it's witnessing, the thing witnessed seems like activity done. But the witness is not busy, it's quiet, but witnessing is taking place. Okay? So, relative to what it's looking at, it is relatively still, isn't it? But is that also a function or not? So, it is a function. Okay? In order to respond to this question, your ability must be at a deeper place, even beyond this particular witness, to say that even though it feels very beautiful to be in this state of witnessing, and it's much more tranquil, but it is still an activity. Witness means one thing witnessing another thing. Okay? So if I say to you that even the witness is witnessed, does it make sense or does it speak foolishness? Okay, let's be in this place where even the witnessing is also perceived. Is that also a function? Slow down now, slow down. Okay? First, you caught all the activities in the universe, actually, because we're not going to limit activity to only human activity. Any activity, even the movement of the clouds, the ripples on the ocean, the feeling of the breeze, the sense of thinking and feeling is all activity. Can we say like this? Yes. And the perceiving of that activity, also, the perceiving of it, although it seems relatively more quiet, is also a function. Maybe a slower function, more peaceful function, a more joyful function. But it's also a function. Okay? Can we see this? Do we have to dismiss it? Does it feel that now, oh, that's a function, that's also unreal? Because if there is someone who is saying, but that's also fun, that's also unreal, that one dismissing is also a function. So if I say, can the witness be witnessed? Slowing down. Can the witness of the first bird and its activity, can that witness be witnessed? I think you've already answered it in a way. No? You say yes. At the place where even the second bird, who is a more broader witness, a more quiet witness, is witnessed, that which witnesses or perceive even the second bird witnessing, is that active? Are these words, is this what I'm asking of you? To simply look? Does that bring you into activity? No. Is it necessary to stop the activity in order to see clearly? No. Remember I told you about the windscreen wiper? At first, when we are not clear as to your attention is not on yourself, then it will go out and the movement you'll be pulled into the movement. This is why I said don't log on. Simply observe. Should I stop? Okay. So, this looking now, we are here. Did you travel to this place? When I say even the witnessing is itself observed, and you said, yes. Did you come to this place? Did you travel to this place I'm speaking to? No. Did you create it? You're just aware. Okay. Now, this has been my effort to try and get you to acknowledge and to recognize that this exists. Whether you're a good person or bad person, doesn't matter. This exists in you. Okay? I'm not tackling our addictions yet. I'm not tackling your problems and how to resolve the thing with your family and how to give up. We're not touching that yet. You follow. I'm only looking at your capacity to witness and to witness with detachment. Okay? When you are here in this place of looking, who are you? I don't want answers for a moment. Allow the questions to search. Who or what are you? Who is looking? Are you an object that can be looked at? Should I take it that those of you who are at the front are nearer to me and those who are at the back are further away from me at the moment, or what? In this talk, are you further away from what I'm speaking by sitting at the back? And are you nearer to where I'm speaking by sitting at the front? No. Okay. Where I'm pointing to, where even the witness of the first bird, the observer, is itself perceived, okay? Pay attention to your inner environment. Just pay attention. Not asking you to create anything, to do it, just pay attention. What is here like now? What is here like? Huh? Stable. Somebody say stable. Huh? Did someone say openness? Someone say peace? Spacious. Yes. Oh, okay, it's fading. I'm not here, but okay. Generally, the point is that we are all speaking roughly about the same kind of thing. Whether you say it's peaceful, it's spacious, it's quiet, it's kind of open, it's a similar kind of feeling. Different words, maybe. It's not 100,000 different opinions. Are you speaking of an opinion? When I ask you this question, what is here now? Are you giving an opinion now? You are speaking from seeing, isn't it? Directly. Do you need to go away and think about it? No, it is right here. So what you're speaking about is right here. And who you are speaking as is right here. What is the difference between that which is right here and that which is right here? My point is that environment that you are speaking of, that you say, yes, there is that. This environment, does it have trees and rivers? Is it made of trees and rivers and nice people? Please? Okay. Is it, the skies are just luminous? Is it anything like this? No. Is this a disappointing discovery? Are you here? You suffering? Are you a dropout? Crazy hippie? Mad? Rebellious? Fundamentalist? This, whatever it is now that we are aware of, does it come and go? No. You who are here to say this, do you come and go? Less voice? Huh? No. Okay? Now, I just wanted to hear this from you. I just want to hear this from you. We have arrived. If I use words, they won't be true, but I'm also using words to say it's like the very ground of being. But there's no ground. The very essence of self. Any politics, any nationalities, any religion, any war, any fighting, any misery. Oh my God. You sure you're not under hypnosis? That we are not just imagining this? Okay. Is it more real in this hall and not so real outside? No. So if we look again at the earlier first bird state where things are moving, blah, 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 from here, do we need to stop that movement in order to be very peaceful so we can say, yes, it's quiet? No, thank you. Do we need to say observing of all these things is unnecessary because we are in Parabrahman? Okay. Now, having discovered this, it is still likely that you will say in a little while, you know, Ruji, that was so fantastic, man. It was great. Can we do it again? I said, did you do it? No, you didn't do it. You may say, you know, actually, when I'm with him, when I'm in satsang, Ruji, everything's fine. I'm the isness. When I go outside, I'm in the business. How can I stay in the isness? Because that feels really real right now. Okay? And I say, do I really need to walk through those steps with you again? And you say, yes, actually, I just feel like I lost it. I said, the one who is giving the report about losing it, is that voice trustworthy? No. Even though in that moment, it might feel like, you know, whoa, you know I said that yesterday, and I'm on record for saying that. But right now, how it feels, I got to get out of Rishikesh, man. I got to go down to Goa or something and chill out a little bit because my head is killing me. Is it possible or not? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Because of the momentum of habit comes back. And when it comes back, this is what I want to talk to you about today. Because right now it may feel impossible. Impossible. If mind coming back, impossible. It's nothing. Okay? But on the day that he comes, in the moment he comes, oh, it's really something. Oh, he didn't prepare me for that one. And again, what has happened is that something from your formlessness something has been seemingly pulled back into shape, into the form of a person. I wonder if you can see this. Yeah? And I don't want you to say, oh, I failed, I blame, and oh, no, I'm not going to get it, and so on, because that's how the person speaks, actually. And when that identity flares up again, it feels real unto itself. What are you to do? And who am I referring to as you? Because what is the important thing is that you have experienced, not just believed, but you have experienced directly your true nature. Are you and your experience separate? No. Yet, when the mind comes, you will feel separated from that. But the important thing is that you know that that exists. The one who is saying, oh, I don't know. What I'm saying here is that the fundamental thing has been discovered. When the mind come back, if each time you can take the step to remember that, but that was observed, I'm observing that, I cannot be the thing observed. You see, you remember those steps, and gradually you find yourself back in your open space. Whether you want to call it emptiness or nothingness or the peace state or the isness or the Brahman, or you want to call it pure awareness or the God self, it's all the same. There are more words existing in our kingdom than there are things. Okay? Not each word is a separate thing. We have so many things and hundreds of words for the same thing. Synonyms, I think you can call it. Okay? So don't be hard on yourself that the mind comes back. The mind comes in. You're growing in your awareness and your discerning ability to keep recognizing what it is a movement. But in the day and in the moment that the mind is playing so strong and you're again feeling you're in identity, it's very difficult to jump out of the identity. So how it's going to work then is that the more you spend time in the place where you're timeless, funny thing to say, the more time you spend bringing your chaotic mind into silence again, and you become accustomed to yourself being like this, the less influence, the less vitality and virility there will be in the egoic state. And less it will come because you are becoming more grounded in your self-recognition. Is it fair to say this? Because some people think, but I saw and I know I am this, as though that should mean an instant amputation to your activities, nothing exists, mother, father, children, world, everything has gone. No, that's not the point. Okay? That although it keeps coming back, you're seeing from the place of deeper stillness until gradually all that stuff gets merged into your stillness. It's not that you need to kill the mind. You just need to remember yourself and recognize your true place. You follow what I'm speaking? Because people are looking for dynamite for their mind. They're looking for things to chop their mind. Ask Guruji, could you kill my mind? I'm saying, oh my God, No, you just need to see from the deeper place, a deeper consciousness in yourself. And when you see from here, the influence of the psychological state will weaken. So let it come. If the fans are going here, and I flick the switch off, the blades will still keep turning. But the power is cut. So you know it's slowing down. Okay? What is the power being cut? in the examples I'm using. That you realize through your attention that, but I'm here. When I'm here, I can see the actions, interactions, reactions that come from the dynamic state, but not being pulled into them. Being pulled into them means accepting again personal status, personhood. For a while, you'll feel that you fail because of the force of the tendency and the habit, the reflex to go back into form. But this is changing because the understanding, which I'm trying to get you to see, has become more and more established in you. The more it gets established in you, the less you will be distracted and deluded by the body-mind state. Is it clear?
Ooh, wait, hold on. Let me adjust a couple of things here. I have to adjust this mic. Of course, it's not letting me. Hold on. Okay, let me adjust the mic. Again, that talk can be found on YouTube. It is under the Mooji channel, Mooji, and it's titled Must Watch Satsang, Satsang. I will not start with your problem. I will start with you. One of the most powerful talks, just because what he's saying is be mindful of who you are identifying with. Are you identifying with your person, or are you identifying with your presence? And it is an ongoing practice that it's constant, it's never ending. There are no breaks, there are no vacations, there is no time off. But I promise you that when you practice witnessing and observing that entity that claims to be you, it's me, your name, your gender, your culture, your country, your race, that claims to be you, know that you are more than that. And let me just speak for myself. The recognizing that I am, that God is having a human experience through me, and all of this is an experience, and that's it. I'm just experiencing this shit. I'm just experiencing. I'm not, and then I just click the wrong button. I'm just experiencing. I will not start with your problem. I will start with you. And that's where we get the mirror out. Oh, that mirror. Always with the mirror. But that's good news. And the practice is witnessing. The practice is observing without any judgment, without any attachments, and detaching from that entity that says, that's who I am. Woo! Again, on YouTube, must watch Satsang. I will not start with your problem. I will start with you. And all you cute little audience members running around here having problems, the world has a problem. All I got to say is that the truth? Well, that's the end of today's show. Thank you for listening to Reality Spirituality. Reality Spirituality Radio is heard every Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also, my new show, it's 46 episodes, on Saturday at 9:15 with my son. It's called Mother and Son Making Sense Out of Nonsense, plus more, 9:15 every Saturday morning. The latest book, Program for Unhappiness, is on Amazon, on Lulu, Barnes and Noble. Program for Unhappiness, Exposing the Untold Truth. And in that book, I do list the 56 program behaviors that subtract from your contentment, your happiness, your peace. And I also list 26 behaviors. I think it's 26 or 27 behaviors that will add. And again, it is a practice. It's just a practice. And it comes back to how committed, how important you as a mm, as I say, as a human, how important it is to practice. My first book, Reality Spirituality, The Truth About Happiness, was published in 2014. And until next week, I know it's 2014, but this book that is out now, Program for Unhappiness, Exposing the Untold Truth, was published this year, 2024. And actually, it's an international bestseller, but we all know there's a formula for that. Okay, until next week, my dear audience, I want you to remember who the hell you are. You are a physical extension of the universe. Your conscious energy, always evolving, always changing, and always growing. Love is patient and love is kind. Be patient and be kind to yourself by accepting where you are in every moment. Be your own best friend, where you are, what you're doing, what you're experiencing. And I'll tell you, whatever you're experiencing, there's a reason to it. You're supposed to be experiencing it. And if you're not, know that it's not time. It's not, maybe, or else it's not on the journey. Everything is in order, even though the ego, the person, the critical mind says, oh no, Houston, we have a lot of problems. You've been listening to Reality Spirituality Radio with yours truly, happiness specialist Rebecca L. Norrington. And remember, happiness, contentment, inner peace are all practice skills. And I promise you, the more you practice, the more peace you're going to find. The more you observe and witness this journey, as opposed to getting in. Oh, it's me. I'm in it. You're that first. We're. I love the way Mooji explained the different birds. First bird, worker bird. Second bird, witnessing, and then there's another place. There's another place where it's just presence. Your experience in every moment reflects on what you practice. Thank you for listening. Share the show, subscribe to the show. Have a conscious week. Where's my theme song? Here it is.
Yeah, trying to get down.